Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and this week we have a look at the best of what Royal Alloy has to offer. If you remember, in a previous video we had a look at the Royal Alloy GT125 with a promise to revisit the brand. Well, today we have the very exquisite GP200 LC metal body. Following on from Schemati, Royal Alloy bikes are built in China in the same factory as Hanway, but have cemented their reputation with superbly built bikes. There are a lot of Lambretta style scooters around, but possibly not quite as well built with this Euro 4 technology, are as modern whilst retaining this 60s class. With a 181cc single-cylinder, four-stroke liquid-cooled engine, it develops around 19 brake horsepower and around 12 pounds-foot of torque. So it's comfortable at motorway speeds, but not quite enough to get you into serious trouble, unless, of course, you're riding around town like a lunatic. So what else sets this aside from the rest? Well, being Euro 4 compatible, it also has ABS brakes with a 220mm front disc and a 220mm rear disc. So stopping isn't going to be a problem. In fact, a whole lot better than your typical scooter braking system. As well as the double piston caliper, it also has these double coilover shocks on the front here. And it also uses a clutchless CVT gearbox, much like many other scooters. It's a nice touch with these fold-away rear pegs. And on the front, LED headlights. Now, you may look at this and think, hang on, what does that say? Is it Roy Alloy? Roy Alloy? Well, I thought that was a play on words because it's got the word Royal in there and the word Alloy, but apparently it isn't. It's a mistake at factory, something they are rectifying. A very good feature of this bike is that the body is mostly metal. Here, 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 with the exception of the front mudguard and this little tray in here. But other than that, it's all metal. So it's still got that real 60s mod feel. Royal Alloy have also used this sculptured twin seat arrangement, which they call the King and Queen seating. Or it could be King and Queen, or King and King, Queen and Queen, or, you know, whichever variation you wish. Still looks nice. Tyre-wise, the GP has a 110 front tyre and a 120 rear tyre. There's an 11-litre fuel tank, and it weighs in at 128 kilos. It isn't a small scooter either. At 1.9 metres long or thereabouts, 620mm wide and 1.1 metres tall. So it feels like a big scooter, and it's quite heavy to manoeuvre, but not cumbersome. It has a 770mm seat height, and it's well proportioned with a wheelbase of 1.37 metres. But the big question is, what does it sound like? And what's it like to ride? So let's find that out now. So what can I say about the ride on this? Well, it's surprisingly nippy and it holds the road really, really well. The feel and the balance is superb. Now, as you may know, I'm not a huge scooter person, simply because I've always ridden bikes. I prefer to have my leg over than in front. It's not to say they're not bad, and I am really shocked by how good this is. It feels big. It feels nippy and powerful, but it also feels as though you can easily control it. I'm really, really impressed. Really am impressed. The build quality, the feel, the brakes are superb. They really do pull up very well, and that's thanks to that ABS system and those big discs. I don't really have a bad word to say about it, to be honest. I really don't. Even the switchgear is very well built. It's nice switches. It doesn't feel as though it's going to break the first time you push it. Everything is solid. Everything feels very well built. I even like the key. It's a slim design, very exclusive and quite classy. In here, of course, you have your storage. Now, again, being a scooter, they're not massive on storage, but you've got a USB port in there as well. And that's certainly big enough to get a packet of crisps, a drink, and maybe a cigarette if you smoke. Oh, it's fantastic. Really is fantastic. Oh, of course, the obligatory shopping bag hook as well. Now, something else I like is the seat. Now, to look at it, you think, oh yeah, that's just a normal seat. Now, how do you undo it? Well, it's not with a key. It's suckered down. How simple and how fantastic is that? Of course, you need to open it to be able to fill up with fuel, but it just pops back down. It's sturdy enough, but it comes off when you need it to. That is brilliant. So how much is all this brilliance? Well, the GP200 comes in at £4,399 on the road with a 2-year parts and labour warranty. But just remember, you're not just buying a trendy, nippy, well-built scooter. You're buying into a 70-year culture, like I said in the GT125 video, and that, I think, is pretty much worth the money alone. Well, almost. But anyway, that neatly brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but don't forget, we have our giveaway. Pop along and have a look at that. The link will be in the description. And we have our logo competition. So pop along and have a look at that too. We're also back soon with our Project 400 Hybrid. That is really coming on quite nicely. So pop along and have a look at that. Catch up if you haven't been watching so far. And you'll see it come to an end pretty soon. And until then, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.